All right, welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox. I am Andy Mack. The beginning of the CrossFit Games in Texas was supposed to be a joyful event, and instead it turned tragic very, very early on. I do want to put up this post from the CrossFit Games. Said the CrossFit is deeply saddened by the death of a CrossFit Games competitor during the swimming portion of the individual event at the 2024 CrossFit Games. We are fully cooperating with authorities and doing everything we can to support the family at this time. The remainder of today's events have been suspended. The well-being of competitors is our first priority, and we are heartbroken by this tragic event. We're going to be joined right now by Fox 4's Dionne Anglin. Thank you so much for joining us. A very tragic moment there at this was supposed to be a very fun competition. What more can you tell us about what happened today?
Hi there, Andy. It was indeed the most unfortunate beginning to the CrossFit Games here in Fort Worth. One of the competitors drowning during that opening event. It leaves uncertain the remaining schedule. The body of Lazar Dukic was recovered roughly an hour after divers began their search.
We had our dive teams come out. We had our arson investigators come out with their drones trying to help locate the missing person.
The distress call went out around 8 a.m. when Dokic, who was swimming within a pack of competitors, vanished near the finish line. An investigation is underway.
We're doing everything in our power during this tragic time to support the family, to support our community. We are collaborating, working very closely with the authorities on the follow-on investigation.
The vigorous swim was the final leg of the game's opening run-swim event. This, its first time ever in Fort Worth. Before it began, Dokic posted photos of himself on his social media accounts, expressing his eagerness to compete.
I recall seeing him at the warm-up area along with all the other athletes and about 6:30 in the morning.
North Texan Caitlin Pritchard is a longtime CrossFit sports enthusiast. She was there to watch the event and recorded this cell phone video.
I mean, they took off like, a cannon, like I expected they would. It was a 3.5-mile run, and I think most of them did it in under 30 minutes, which is incredibly fast on a hot day. She says during the swimming portion, she could see Dokic struggle, but it did not appear to be an emergency. She simultaneously watched the event's live stream on her phone. There was several of them, him included, that looked like they were struggling a little bit to swim, which is not uncommon. When they showed him, it wasn't super obvious at that time. They were just certain athletes that were changing up how they were swimming, and some of them were kind of bobbing. I mean, you could just tell they were tired. Moments later, Pritchard and other spectators were asked to leave the area due to an unspecified incident. A social media post by Mayor Maddie Parker included a statement, in part saying, "Our hearts go out to the athlete's family, friends, and the entire CrossFit community. We take pride in being the host city for the CrossFit Games and remain committed to working closely to provide a supportive environment for all athletes, spectators, and visitors." You just don't think that this is going to happen. I mean, these are elite athletes, and to think that, 30-ish minutes later, one of the fittest people in the world, is just gone like that. Now, the rest of today's events were immediately canceled. The games are set to happen between the 8th today and run through the 11th. And again, as of now, the remaining schedule is unclear. It's the very latest live here from Fort Worth. Andy, back to you.
All right, thank you so much. A very tragic day in there. If you know anyone that's in CrossFit, it's such a tight-knit community. This community must be very much reeling after these events. Dionne, thank you so much for your time here on Live Now from Fox. All right, thank you again as we continue on. A very, very sad day there as well. And let's just continue on here on Live Now from Fox and hear more from the officials from CrossFit, but also from the police and law enforcement there on the ground after this transpired. Very tragic day as a CrossFit athlete drowned in the final portion of this first event in the 2024 CrossFit Games. Let's listen in to what they had to say earlier on today.
Hello, I'm Don Fall, CEO of CrossFit. Don Fall, CEO of CrossFit, DONFAUL.
Dave Castro, Director of the CrossFit Games, CASTRO.
and I have a brief statement to share with you this morning. CrossFit is deeply saddened by the death of one of our athletes during the swim portion of our event this morning. We're doing everything in our power during this tragic time to support the family, to support our community. We are collaborating, working very closely with the authorities on the follow-on investigation. We've canceled the rest of today's events and activities in the CrossFit Games, and will continue to be focused on supporting our community and the family through this tragic set of circumstances. And with that, I'll hand it over to FD.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Just want to take the time at first to let everybody know our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out with the family members that were affected today in this tragic event, the CrossFit community and the community here in Fort Worth, Texas. So we got called out this morning originally about 8 o'clock for an assist PD call. That had gotten changed, the call types along the way, and it ended up being a participant in the water that was down and hadn't been seen in some point in time. The fire department came out only as a search and rescue type resource. We were not here on scene prior to the initial 911 call for help. We had our dive teams come out. We had our arson investigators come out with their drones trying to help locate the missing person. And we were ultimately able to bring that body out of the water just a little over an hour of when we put our first diver in the water. So I'll circle back if you guys have questions on that after we let PD talk. Sergeant Leah Wagner with PD is going to make a statement as well. Leah.
Good morning. Sergeant Leah Wagner, WAG and ER. As Craig mentioned earlier, this has been a terrible day for everybody that's participated in these events, and it breaks our hearts to see everyone mourning for what happened today. So our role mainly has been for support of everybody that's been here today, for the community, for CrossFit, for FD. We came and were here initially, and then when FD recovered the athlete, then we contacted our homicide department, who came out, and when that occurs, we pretty much just do an information report to document what has happened, and then we pass on the body over to the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's office. And I know a lot of you have questions about who it was today, and unfortunately that cannot be answered because out of respect for the family, that information is not going to be released until TCME has had the opportunity to speak with the family and verify the deceased athlete's name and identity. So if there are any other questions about this moving forward, you can direct it to Fort Worth Police Media, and we will forward those inquiries to the appropriate entity.
All right, just listening in there to officials, they didn't identify that individual right after the incident happened, but we do know now the identity of him is Lazar Dukic, the athlete that drowned at the CrossFit Games earlier on this morning in Fort Worth. Such a sad day as they postponed the event as of today. They're not sure the schedule moving forward.